According to Greek mythology, when King Minos of Crete found out that his son had been massacred by the Athenians, he demanded revenge. And the revenge that he demanded was the sacrifice of 7 young men and 7 young maidens from Athens to the Minotaur that lived on Crete. This Minotaur was half man and half bull, and he lived in this elaborate labyrinth. It was a series of mazes, and the idea was that all who entered would become dizzy and lost and become food for the Minotaur. One young Athenian volunteered to meet the Minotaur. His name was Theseus. Once he arrived in Crete, however, he met and fell in love with King Minos' eldest daughter, Ariadne. She was so concerned about him just before he entered the labyrinth that he would never return, that the story goes she gave him a spool of thread, and she asked him to unravel the spool as he entered the maze-like structure, so that once he killed the Minotaur, he could retrace his steps and find his way back into her arms. We still refer to Ariadne's thread, or the common thread in our life, as a way to find our way back in a maze of confusion, or what feels like a labyrinth. Here I am at the base of the Parthenon, at the top of the Acropolis, in what appears like ruins. I'm sitting here and the air is just pregnant with the philosophy and the stories, the cradle of civilization. And what I'm reminded of looking at these ruins is that when everything falls apart in our lives, what remains is the truth. What remains is the essence of who we are. That's the common thread. So we might build a life, or be on a path to build a life that seems so beautiful, palatial, magical from the outside. But inevitably, things will crumble if they're not the truth, whether that's love, whether that's finances, whether that's health, whether that's purpose. If things don't have a solid foundation, that is the essence of who you are. If it's not built upon the truth, surely over time it will crumble. And we worry about that and we stress about that. But what I'm reminded of sitting here among these ruins is that the truth has legs, and it always stands, and it remains. So no matter what happens in our life, when things crumble, what's actually happening is we're releasing all that no longer serves us. We're releasing what isn't a strong foundation for us, and we're going back to our truth, back to the beginning. And from this place, we can rebuild ourselves based on what's true for us. What seems like the end is often just a new beginning. And so if you are in the ruins of your life, just remember that this is the essence of who you are, and you have the opportunity to rebuild again from your truth. Reflections from the Parthenon in Greece, with much love and faith in who you are, and that common thread